Alright guys, let's talk about Mantra on the channel once again. Now the last time I talked about Mantra was on the 17th, guys. That means that was this candle right here, and I kept telling people you have to wait. You need to wait for about 20 to 40 cents. And so far it looks like I was right, guys. And so far it has almost come down to that 40-cent mark. It was at a low 41.07 here yesterday. Now, I do think this is going to come down even further. The next support is basically 32.77 cents. So, I would say if I were you and I were going to be patient, I would see how this goes, guys. But I do think you're going to get a 32.77 cent order filled if you put an order down there. Now, will it break through that and go to 25 or 21? It's possible. If we do get some bad news this week, it could be probably a quick wick down. So what I would do is I would put an order down here at 32.77 if you have some money free, and see if it hits, and then maybe put a couple more orders down here on these lines. As you see over here, I have my lines at 25.39 and 21.14 cents. I honestly don't think it will get down to 15 cents, but if things get desperate, you know, if we get into a bear market, that's for sure. It probably will go down to 15 cents at least, maybe even 10 or even less, guys. Because yeah, the bear market is long. Now, keep that in mind. Now, if we take a look at this on a weekly time frame, last week it did get this kind of doji candle here, as you can see, under 54.57 cents. So basically the market decided, you know, it wasn't ready to go up, and got rejected. So yeah, it did have a pretty heavy rejection to the downside. It's sitting at 42.11 cents right now. And yeah, it's not looking good for Mantra, guys. I can say, let's just take a look at the RSI here. Let me put this in. Now, weekly time frame, it is heavily oversold here on the Stochk RSI. So the RSI is flirting with being oversold here. And let's take a look at the monthly time frame. It is pointed heavily to the downside, and it is in oversold territory. Now, it's kind of flat here on the RSI, so it's actually looking okay. Now, okay, the weekly was fine. The daily, wow, it's really oversold here on the RSI. Pointed heavily to the downside here on the Stochk. So, yeah, that's kind of a mixed bag, I would say. The 4-hour time frame, again, oversold, just kind of flirting with being oversold and being in neutral territory here. Now, the Stochk looks like it wants to cross and go down, you know, to the downside here. So yeah, I think that is not going to be good. I think it's going to go down in the 4-hour time frame. Now the Stochk, okay, it is heavily oversold here, and it's flirting almost with being oversold here in the RSI. So yeah, 15-minute time frame, it's getting to that oversold point again, and it is almost down to this oversold point here on the RSI. So overall, guys, we kind of have a mixed bag here, but I would say the majority of the RSI and the Stochk RSIs look actually okay. I would say it's more likely that it goes to the upside, but when is the key? Now, this still could continue flat for a little while. You know, it could also, you know, the RSI could come down, for example, a little bit more. This has been really flat here. But yeah, and the, you know, the 1-day time frame, yeah, it has time. It can still dip, guys. So yeah, like I said, I think it is pretty much at an oversold point, but there is extreme circumstances guiding this one. So you want to be really careful. You want to get a good price. Guys, if you miss this one, okay, that's fine. But I do think an order at 32.77 would be a good order. 25.39 would be your second entry, and 21.14 would be the next. Now, probably I would do a smaller or mid-size order here, and then maybe, another mid-size order here, and probably a little bit larger order down at 21.14 to see if it hits. So that's what I would do in my opinion. I want to look at the MACD as well. Let's just take a quick look at this. Now, daily time frame, it is getting some green candles, so that's actually okay. Let me zoom out here. Actually, wow, that is really, really, really low. That's crazy low. So this really has a long way that it can really run, guys. The highest was up here at almost 0.86. And it's at minus under 1 over here. So you have 1.02, 1.21. And yeah, it does have these large, green candles. Not really large, but it is green and heavy green. So that means it's really, going up to the upside here. These lighter green ones, it signals kind of a cool down. But the heavy or the darker green, signals it's really starting to ramp up, basically. So yeah, this, can run a lot farther here on the MACD. It's really low if we look at it. So that's actually a good thing. Now it's the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame. It's probably about the same, I would say. If we look at this, this is really low. So if you just go back in all history here, yeah, you don't really see a big dip like that. So it is back up, basically in the neutral territory as it is right now. It looks like the high was up here at 0.66. So this is still under, the neutral 0.00, we can say. And yeah, it can run pretty far. The weekly time frame, I don't know if there's, the weekly time frame, it's just actually dipping down. And it's 0.33 and 0.86 minus. So if we go back in history, yeah, I mean, it got all the way up here to 1.52 or so, let's just say. So that can really run a long ways too. So MACD, on pretty much all time frames, looks like it can come back up and go, really far, really high to the upside. So yeah, MACD actually doesn't look too bad, I would say. And yeah, now Mantra, if we go to the tokenomics guys, there is no max supply. So I do worry about that a little bit. Circulating, it's under 1 billion, so that's fine, guys. Total supply, it's 1.66 or 1.67 billion, let's say. And the all-time high, guys, was up at almost $9. You have a 95% discount at the moment. That was actually 2 months ago, before what seems to be a rug pull, guys, although it still hasn't been, confirmed really. In my opinion, this is more of a rug pull than anything. You just don't see, you don't see candles like this. Now, I know I haven't zoomed out for this video, but if you don't know about Mantra already, then you're already way off. You need to get in the game here and start paying attention, because yeah, this is a huge rug pull. As you can see, guys, I mean, you just don't see, even if there was liquidations like the Mantra group, claims, you just don't see it like this. You don't see 90% falls. You might see like a 20-30% fall because of liquidations, but you're not going to see something like this. That's just, that's a rug pull in my opinion. But if it's not, if, I will say that's a very big if, then this could be one of the better pickups. Now, I am thinking still about picking this up myself. I'm still not 100% sure, but I may take a risk if it does hit this green line, and maybe definitely if it hits the 25-cent mark. So still got a decision in me to make if I want to do that. But you do as you want, but I can probably almost guarantee you're going to hit this green line at least. Now, taking a quick look at Bitcoin, guys, we are getting a little bit of a pullback today, so that is actually fine, though. The CME gap will be to the upside, so probably Monday or Tuesday we will fill that gap. Now, Ethereum, still in this channel, guys. This trend line is coming down too, so it's going to have to make a decision shortly whether it's going to break this trend line, which goes back several months here. Let me show you where this goes all the way back to. Basically, mid-December is where this really starts. And we got several rejections off it, and we haven't really touched it in quite some time. But really soon, it looks like we're going to come up to that point where we have to make a decision. Now, taking a look at the total market cap, we're still flirting with 1.04 trillion. The dominance, guys, oof, so high, but the target is up here at 65.2. And yeah, unfortunately, we're still getting wrecked with altcoins. And, you know, CME futures, guys, it stopped at 97,505. And so, yeah, if we look at that, we're at what? 96,250. So we are significantly lower. You know, we're about what, 1,300 lower than that. So yeah, we have about a gap to the upside on the futures. And yeah, now if we take a look at the dollar index, just barely over 100, guys. So it did get support here at 99.745 this week. Yeah, I mean, a weaker dollar is better for Bitcoin, guys. Let me just go ahead and say that. Now, liquidation heat map, this is very, very, very few, people that have been wrecked basically in 24 hours. When we only have about 103 million wrecked in 24 hours, that is almost nothing, guys. Now, looking at the fear and greed, we have a 65 today. Yesterday was 67, so we are cooling down a little bit. That's what I want to see. Altcoin season index, I did a video earlier this morning, and it was a 29. Let me refresh this and see if it does anything. Okay, it's still a 29. I'm not sure how this has gotten to be a 29, though, guys, because, the dominance is still going up, and we're higher than we were yesterday. Yesterday was like a 16, or day before that was like a 14 or a 12 or something like this, guys. So yeah, I mean, we've almost doubled, and I haven't really seen anything in my portfolio, since yesterday go up. So little bit shocked here. Now, bull market peak indicators, sell at the top, still 0 from 30, 100% hold. Pi cycle, top indicator, guys. It looks like it wants to curve up here. Let me know what you see, but it does look like it is starting to curve back around. Now, this week, guys, we have some PMI numbers and ISM numbers on Monday. Tuesday, not really anything to really worry about too much. Wednesday, we do have the interest rate decision, and we have this press conference. This is probably the most important thing on Wednesday, though. Jobless claims Thursday, and Friday we have a lot of speakers, so that could be very volatile on Friday, depending what they say. Now, yesterday we did have some macro news, as you can see here. Basically, the non-farm payrolls was actually very good, guys. 0.29 positive, that's why you see the green here. Other news was pretty small in comparison to what we've been seeing with tariff news. And for example, over here with CPI, you can see the other day, 0.685, that's huge, guys. So yeah, and then you have the core CPI at minus 0.6525. So anyways, this is relatively small here, but non-farm payrolls is relatively huge. But anyways, if you want to get these notifications, become a member of the channel. You only have to pay $2, and I'll put you in the Telegram, and you'll get all the news that really affects Bitcoin at the moment it comes out, guys. I will forward it there. And check out Bitunix, though. It does have a lot of other indicators that you can use in your trading, especially if you're trading stocks and things. Yeah, it's a very good tool. It's not just about these notifications, I can say. Now, if we take a look at the FedWatch tools, guys, it doesn't look like we're going to get a cut. And keep in mind, we're only 4 days away. If we look at crypto bubbles, it looks pretty ugly today. There's not much in the green, unfortunately. Now, if you want to stake your mantra, guys, go to Coinando and check out these deals. There's only 12 deals here, and yeah, I don't know where actually I would buy my mantra if I was going to stake it. Maybe in Binance or something, but there could be other places as well. I think even BitGet has some staking for mantra, and maybe it's better than most of these here. Check it out, though. Put it where you want, guys. It's up to you. Anyways, if you like this video, guys, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Check out some of the deals for the exchanges below. And, if you want to become a member of the channel, guys, like I said, it's only $2, and I'll put you in the group. And, yeah, thank you guys a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.